Hey everybody, this is Ty Camden here with Car Mechanics Simulator. Hopefully in my post title I put episode 11. And I played a little bit offline, got a brake job or two, and body work, whatever. Nothing major, no story missions. But I did earn another point, which I want to spend. Will it let me spend it up here? It will. Nice. I'm working my way up the repair bench to get it up to as high as I can, which I think is right there. But, okay. Well, that's a good start. Let's go ahead and save that real quick, just to lock it in. Upper left corner, game saved. And we're going to do a story mission. So it says, I was on the way back from a party, and I believe it might have been a big pothole or something, Assess the damage, make repairs. This car belongs to my father-in-law. Oh, jeez. So do it right. Alright, so let's get it going. So, my normal order of operations, I guess, would be that I look at it, see what the status is, see what I do and do not know. Yeah, I don't know anything. This guy doesn't know anything. He hit a pothole. He doesn't know. It's a lot of parts. So the story missions are pretty huge, so there you have it. My next thing I usually do is I take it on a road test and then put it on my test track, if it lets me do either. So this will find as many problems as I can find. Then I stick it up on the lift and I run as many little tests as I can. Like there's little machines you hold in your hand and you hook to the car and whatever. So once I get all that, I'm going to tear the thing apart. It's going to be a lot of problems. But at least I'll know some of them. Once you know all the problems, that's a huge help, because if you get stuck trying to find a piece to pull off, you can highlight the part and then, click on transmission or whatever, or suspension, and it'll glow blue. Alright, let's do the test drive here. Go a little fast. This car's got some juice to it. I like to keep it around 30 when I get to the guts of the test. Ooh, steering is a little, what do you call it? Whew. Steering is a little sensitive. That's the word I was looking for. Or too fast into the rumbles. 25 would be probably good, maybe 20 even. Well, if that didn't break the car to pothole, that test did. Holy crap, going 55. This thing really has some juice to it. His father-in-law's car is pretty sweet. I like the color too, by the way. For me, the best color would be a two-tone fade from top to bottom. Would be light blue up top and dark blue at the bottom. Alright, let's get in here around 30 and go. Alright, so that's test number 1, the road test. Hopefully this will point out a few problems, as many as possible, of course. And it is loading the results of the test now. We're at 80%. It usually pops that last 20 at the last second there, and then we're good. Hope you're all having a great day. I'm currently drinking a Mountain Dew Zero. It tastes better than Mountain Dew Diet. It has no sugar. However, it does have aspartame. There we go. Front drive axle H. That sounds like a mess. Outer tie rod, inner tie rod. I know what those are. So that's good. But let's just lock this thing down to another test. That way we can be absolutely sure we have some more details. This test path really finds problems, especially with brakes and suspension. And suspension is a problem with this car, right? Because of the pothole, so I think this is a good test. Looks like the brakes are below, too, on one side of the car. The left side. That pothole must have been on the left side, huh? Look, the front left suspension, front brakes, rear brakes, all on the left side. Yeah, Oh, look at all those problems. Wow. All right, we'll move it to the lift. We'll go lift A. I always use lift A. And if it ever breaks down, I got lift B. Just kidding. It's meant for two different cars. I'll start fixing up a car at some point. But for right now, let's deal with this car. I still want to do the tests on it that have those little handheld devices. And once I do those, I'll look at my list of problems and see how many unknowns are left. And then I'll start ripping this thing apart. The examine tools. All right, let's start with the OBD scanner. You can already see that rust on that front left tire. Remember, that left side's the one that hit the pothole, we think. All right, good. So the spark plug, ignition coil, all that stuff's good. Now we'll do the compression tester. I think this is like obviously engine related since it's trying to start the engine. We probably are going to be okay here too. Yep. But I like to be sure of everything before I get working. This is probably going to be okay. Yep. And I've been curious about this tread tester. I don't know if I can use it though. Oh. I've never used it. I wanted to wait till I was streaming to see what this does. Ah, look at that. Checks all four tires at the same time. Nice. Alright, so now basically we just got to start ripping the car apart. Clearly the left side's a total mess. I really should have looked at the list too. Let's do that real quick. Still a lot of unknowns over here, see? Bunch of them. But we'll get into that in a little bit. Oops, gotta do the brake parts first to get down to that other part. So this is the part of the game where you rip the car to pieces and put it back together later. Now we can't take that steering knuckle off until we get other things off first. So let's start getting those other things off. Look at all these bad parts over here. Alright, we got the knuckle off. So the left front is pretty torn apart. Real quick, we're going to get the overview. Yeah, that left side is the one that's a problem. So let's get the back left off. Whoops. Oh yeah, lots of stuff's got to come off before I can get down to that next knuckle. Yeah, see all those glowing parts? They got to come off. I didn't mean to zoom in on this, but hey, can I get it off? I can. Alright, that's fair. Can I get that off too? Because it doesn't look good. Alright, let's get back to business here. To get that off, I need that. To get that off, I need that, that. Yeah, we gotta work our way through this. Now, to get this off, what I gotta take this bushing off. And this arm. These bushings are gonna kill me later. Good morning, Paul. This is a story mission, so it's got a lot of issues. Still can't take it off. Let's get this piece off. The dude hit a pothole, I think, on the left side of the car, because the whole left side is a mess. They told me just replace whatever I need. It's my father-in-law's car. All right, so we got the left garbage all torn off. Still looks like we got some stuff up in the top though to deal with. So let's go ahead and pull it down and look at that radiator or whatever it is, cooler, whatever. Oh yeah, I can't go all the way down. Okay, forgot about that. There we go. Now from a overview standpoint, oh look, we gotta get, oh my gosh, really? That's gonna take a lot. We gotta get those bushings off. Oh, maybe we're gonna have to take that whole part off, just that bushing. Yeah, both of those. Alright, we gotta get it back up for that. Before we do though, we might want to replace the radiator stuff. So let me take a look at my list. Oh, I went to the top there. All right, there we go. Radiator A. I don't have to go to the computer. I have a freaking tablet now, but I just did. All right, let's get that radiator back in. That way we can take it up and not worry about bringing it back down again. Alright, radiator's good. Let's find and dump off the old radiator piece. There it is. And now, I hopefully can... Oh, I might have to get to those bushings a different way now that I think about it. Alright, we'll check it out. I just clicked, oh no, see I can still get it. So I think they were the left side bushings. So we will remove them. I hope to remember to replace them later. Oh, why can't I see it easily? Let's go ahead and click on it from here. There we go. Now I can really get that off. Alright. That might be all the problems off the car. Let's take a look. I don't have any unknowns. Let's go down the list. Unknowns. Any unknowns? Nice. So now no matter what I do, I should be able to find at least what I need. So, we got... Honestly, instead of counting the bushings here, I'm going to replace all the bushings because they're pretty cheap. So let's look at our inventory real quick. We've got how many bushings? 1, 2 rubber bushings. Actually, another way to do this is do search for bushing. That simplifies it. Look at that. Honestly, there's only really 2 bad bushings, which is cool. And they're both rubber bushings. So we'll just buy 2 rubber bushings real quick. Done. Okay. Do I want to go down this list and replace all the stuff? Or do I want to go down the other list? I think this is probably the smart list. We got... There's 2 ways of doing it, and they're both difficult. One is go right down the list and buy each item as I see it. And the other is to like count how many I need in advance. So it's a tough choice. Paul, if you're still watching, I'm going to let you choose, just for fun of it. Should I go down each item and buy it? That would be option 1. Or should, like, when I get to an item, should I count how many I need and buy them both at the same time and try to remember when I get to the second one that I've done that already? Option 1 or 2. I'll wait about a minute and then I'll either use your decision, or if you haven't decided, I will do something else. Hopefully you'll decide it, though. So option 1 is go right down the list, get them one at a time. Option 2 is try to group things as I go. And if you're gone, Paul, don't worry about it. It's cool. I will simply choose one of those options at random. It's about 18 seconds into my waiting for your decision. I hear the neighbors outside. They're working on their car in real life. I'm here, just woke up. Do you want option 1 or 2? And did you hear my option choices? Option 1 is go down the list and get each item. Either choice is fine. All right, I'm going to go ahead and do each one then. So I need a brake caliper. The other option I didn't even bring up is this one. Go to the inventory and buy them. I think I'm going to go with option 3, Paul. I'm sorry, you already voted for 2. But option 3 is just go down this list and replace them as I go. So let's go ahead and do that. Sorry, didn't mean to give you a fake choice there. I really didn't mean that. Classic. Yeah, I forgot about this option. I kind of like this option because I can actually remove the damaged items as I go. All right, we got a brake disc ventilated. Do I have? I probably don't have 2 of those. Those are usually on the front end. So let's get one of those. Brake disc ventilated. Really helps having the tablet. Remember when I used to walk back and forth every time? Front drive axle H. I also need inner and outer tie rods. Front drive axle H. Yikes. Front drive axle blah 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 H. Now I can work on my tie rods. We need an inner and an outer. So there's the axle H, inner, outer. I need a front wheel hub and a front axle cover, front axle knuckle cover. All right, front wheel hub. I'm not going to remember both at once. Front wheel hub. Front axle knuckle cover. Oh, there it is. That was an easy one. Lower suspension arm. Anything else look like that? No, not really. Alright, where's that lower suspension arm? There it is. Front steering knuckle A. Yikes. Wow, right there, first one, front steering knuckle A. I wonder if everybody else does it this way, or if they're really good at just memorizing parts as they go. I do got to rip those shocks apart and the tires apart, but let me get the brake disc first. do the more complicated. I'll do the easier things first. Rear muffler 14. Whoops. There we go. Rear muffler 14. There it is. Get as much of this stuff as I can before I get that thing ripped apart. Exhaust pipe. Ooh. We need a spring cap and a rear suspension arm A. Let's go with rear suspension arm A first. Rear suspension arm A. I think the other one was a spring cap. Let's try that. That rear shock absorber A probably doesn't have to be ripped apart. And I think the front one might have been okay, but we haven't pulled it apart to find out yet. So before I go any further, I'm going to do a couple things that might be unnecessary. I'm going to pull apart one of these absorbers real quick. I'm going to see what it looks like, piece by piece. I think I can't tell. I think I needed to do that, but I got a rear shock. See, the rear is different. It works differently. The front shock absorber A and the front shock absorber cap. Front shock absorber cap. If I could buy these pieces, I can put it back together real quick, you know? And a front shock absorber A. I also need a rear. Front and rear shock absorber A. Front shock absorber A. Rear shock absorber A. Good, 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 good. So now I can get rid of that bad A from the rear. And I can get rid of that bad A from the front. Now at this point I have enough to put it back together. So let's join parts. And that's done. The other unnecessary thing I wanted to do was I wanted to separate the tires. Because I don't know that I trust. See how it says Rim Classic is at 21%? That worries me. The rims look terrible. So I have a feeling I'm buying 2 rims, just so you know. Whether he likes it or not, I think he'll like it. Alright, got all the parts. Let's take a look at them. Then I have to go to the rim shop for this one. Yeah, Rim Classic 6 18-inch ET0. So it's a Rim Classic 6 18. Rim Classic 6 18. Rim Classic 6, 2 of them at 18 ET0. Got it. Now let's get rid of the bad ones, and then we'll put it all back together, the tires, and we'll balance them. Yeah, none of what I did was unnecessary. That's great. Yeah, we'll put them back together first. And we'll put it on the balancer, and while that's balancing, I can do the other tire. Balance that one. See, we're doing two things at once. That's awesome. So now that I pulled apart the shocks and put them together with the good stuff on them, and now that I've got the tires working, I don't have to pull anything else apart. I've got everything I need to put the car back together. Yeah, I think the chat's working. Well, that's weird. I didn't even change anything either. The only thing I really changed is that I did power off my system and turn it back on. Maybe that fixed it. Good to see you there, Thunder. Doing a story mission right now. This dude hit a pothole with his father-in-law's car, and I'm putting it all back together. Alright, and I just bought all the parts, so you don't have to worry about watching me buy a bunch of boring parts. Now it's just a matter of me putting it back together. So, I guess I'll just start on the back tire. Oh, that doesn't look right. Oh, maybe I didn't buy all the parts yet, because that part looked terrible. I was working my way down the list. I must have skipped a couple, so let's go look at the parts real quick again. Yeah, I missed 2 pieces, right? This one and 3 pieces. I need a rear suspension arm and a rear suspension arm B. I do have the tablet now, so that's nice. So we got a rear suspension arm and a rear suspension arm B. So we can knock those off the list. And we got one more part to get, a rear axle knuckle housing A. That's a tough one to remember. Rear axle knuckle. Rear axle knuckle housing A. Okay, there it is. Now we've got all the parts we need to put it back together. Finally. Oh, I don't know if we bought new bushings. Yeah, I think we did. Trying to remember to put all the bushings on, that's a whole nother issue. I know one goes on this piece, so that helps. Right there. Right, good, good. Before we start putting wheel parts on, let's get some of this stuff on. Yep. So this is a quick little stream. I'm doing one story mission. Oh good, this already puts the bushings on. That's nice. So first I took the car and I road tested it, and I put it on the interior testing track. Good, this one has bushings too. Built in. I think I've got that back left put together. Let me start working on this under stuff. Then it was just a matter of taking it apart, and it was actually much easier than some of the engine work I've had to do in the past. That engine work can be a bear. Alright, so it looks like the back end's done pretty good. Let's move up to the car a little bit. Let's get up into there. And let's work on that left side, if I can get my marker on it. Yep, there we go. So let's get this on first. That'll open the door to some other stuff. I love when the bushings are automatically put on. Engine is the worst. You agree with that. You remember that, huh? Now there were 2 bushings I took off of this thing. I want to put them on before I forget they exist. There's the other one over here. Sometimes those bushings can be tough to remember. I'm a brake man myself. Yeah, brakes, they're pretty straightforward. I don't mind body work either. Like when you have to replace the bumper, that stuff's pretty straightforward too. But it does feel good to finish a big job and do it right. Doesn't always happen, you know what I mean? And it feels especially good if you don't know anything about cars, which is like what we are. We are not car heads. We don't know parts. I drive one. You don't even drive one. That's even worse. But, yeah, it's a little sense of accomplishment, right? I feel like you're actually doing something, even though it's, like, not 100% realistic. It's as close as it's going to get in a video game, though, probably. No, I want the hub. Yeah. Oh, no, what about the drive axle? Let's do that. That's what I wanted. One of the things I do, Thunder, was your advice you had given me playing this game, and it was, once you know what to get it. Don't, get... What I'm doing is basically I buy all the parts so I have clean parts across the board, and then when I start putting it together, I can't, like, screw up putting it together. I think that was you that told me that, so that's helped. That might be it. No, look, I got a whole nother tire to go, huh? Dang, I thought I was done. Alright, let's start mounting this tire then. Forgot about it, to be honest. Yeah, let's get some stuff in here. Pull part by part, yeah. I think do you buy them as soon as you pull them off? Because I wait. I get everything off that's bad, and then I replace it all. So maybe I'm doing it differently. Yeah, we do it differently. I guess each person has their own way. Alright, oh, I'm missing a rear shock absorber cap. And what's cool is I can use the square button to highlight track part. Oh, jeez. Yeah, I forgot a whole bunch of stuff, huh? While putting it back together. Oh, jeez. Front spring. Rear spring. Are you kidding me? I thought I was done, and here I am with tons of stuff to do. Okay, car is not ready yet. As soon as we click on it, stuff's going to start popping up. Yep. So, goodness gracious. Oh, I just lost where I was. That sucks. Yeah, it's right there. Okay, so I got a spring right up there I got to get to. Oh, is it inside of the front shock? So I got to rip the front... No, it can't be. Let's... Wow, maybe I got to rip that whole shock off again. Oh my gosh. Guess what, tire? You're coming back off. Just when you think you're safe. So I really should have checked on what parts were still needed before I put the tires on, basically. Now look, it's saying that I didn't do these, but I did. See how they're highlighted? Well, we'll do them again. Maybe I ended up putting bad bushings in because I put them somewhere else by mistake. Whatever. Any bushing coming off is getting rebought. They're so cheap. It's not worth, you know, all the problems. Oh, something else has to come off before I can get this. Oh, I don't like the angle I'm on here, the view angle. So I gotta get this off first. The link. What is this spring? Oh, that was inside the shock, right? I already got that off. Alright, we got some stuff in the back end we gotta look at. Really? All this stuff is still wrong? What the heck? I'm so confused. I'm really confused on this one, guys. Because I'm pretty sure I rebuilt that thing. We'll find out. What would a story mission be without a pain in the ass problem? Maybe I just forgot to put it on here. Although these bushings are making me nervous, so we're ripping those out. That one at least. That might be it, maybe. Alright, so let's start by just looking at our bushings and just replacing every bushing I got. Let's do a search for bushing on the inventory I have. I'm going to replace all these. Small and 3 rubbers. Small rubber and 3 rubbers. Because they're cheap. Small rubber and 3 large. Alright, so let's go down the bottom here, and there's one of the bad bushings. There's possibly one of them. The one I replaced regardless. There's one up here. There should be one more. There it is. Honestly, everything else I pulled off looks pretty good. Don't understand. Like, do I need to replace all these parts even though they're like only 80%? I don't know. I think I have to rip this apart again though. Let's go ahead and do that. I've already done this once too. But hey, we gotta be sure. I don't want to put together and like have another problem. See, that these parts look pretty good to me. But apparently that spring is not 100% and he don't like it. So we will buy another front spring because who cares? It's on him. He wants to pay. He's the customer. Customer's always right. So now we've got all 3 at 100%. We will put that one back together because that's apparently what he wants. I'm probably gonna replace anything that's under 100%. I just don't trust this guy now. So except the tires. I think we finished those. Those look pretty good. So I'm going to get a rear shock absorber cap and a rear spring. There's the rear spring. Oh, I gotta mute my mic. I'm back. That says 100, 100, 100. All right, we're gonna get a brake caliper cylinder and a brake pad. We're going to get a sway bar front end link A. Another brake caliper cylinder and another brake pad. A wheel hub cap and a wheel hub bearing. Wheel hub cap. Wheel hub bearing. And the last piece that's under 100 is the rear wheel hub. I don't care how close it is, we're getting it. Rear wheel hub. And if this doesn't do it, we'll keep working on it, because it is a story mission. I can't just quit. Although I could do it another day, but I don't want to start over. Alright, we're going to stop there. Pull up our list. I'm going to turn off all the yellow stars, because it's very distracting when I'm putting it back together. There we go. Let's start mounting parts. What's going to be first? I don't know. I guess we'll do the rear wheel hub. I don't want to get the brakes and pads on yet. Is that it for this spot? Something feels undone. Alright, we'll just stop right there for now and let's go up here. And we definitely gotta get that shock on. We'll do the brakes last. You know, when we put the wheels on and stuff. I still feel like something's missing. Let me look at my parts list real quick. But that rear spring, how does that go on? Do I have to put something else together? Let's take a look at that. No parts to work with. Alright, this is where I might actually want to highlight the part. So let me go to my list. Rear spring, spring cap. Let me highlight those. Yeah, that's where they go, but how do I get them there? Something's missing. There's a piece of the puzzle missing. To be able to put those on, something else. Alright, what about this up here? Is a bushing missing? Yeah, that wasn't the thing, but hey, it's a thing. Why can I not put that on? What is missing? Is there something missing from inside of here? The hub? No. Sway bar rear and link? No. Usually I can see the invisible piece that's missing, you know what I mean? Where to put it, but I'm not seeing it. Unless it's this? No, it's part of the garage. No, it's not. What is that? I wish I could, when I put a highlight over, I could turn off, like, seeing parts that are already on, so it would light up the missing pieces better. I just don't want to put the tire on until I know I've got the other parts ready. And I don't know what to do. This is the worst part of this. I don't know how to get that part on. I can't even click on it. Like, if I do, it doesn't do anything, you know? If anybody has any ideas, feel free to let me know. Just trying to get different angles to look at it. There's a new angle. It's just kind of floating there. That's nuts. Alright, well, if I were going to put something else on the tire, what would it be? The rear wheel hub? Oh, I gotta put it back in the part mount. Let's do that. Yeah, the brakes will be next, but what else? Anything else? The wheel hub bearing. I bet you that's it right there. That's got to be a key to something. Still nothing? What else in there? Is there something else goes in there? Cap? It's something, but it wasn't it. You know there's something else, though. And I don't want to throw the whole tire on yet. What am I missing? Alright, we're going to do it. We're going to put it all back together as much as we can. And we'll figure it out from there. I might have to pull all this back off again, but this might be the only way I can figure it out. It just floats in there. It's frustrating to look at this and not know how to put it back together. Ugh. Alright, let's get up here. We'll start putting this tire back together, I guess. Oh, mount. Yeah, alright. Let's get as much of it together as we can, and we'll probably rip it all back off. But it's a start. At least I got all the pieces that are 100% now, so when I do put together, it's going to be sweet. At this point I can look at my inventory and I can see that I'm missing the spring cap, the rear shock absorber cap, the rear spring, and 3 bushings. The rear arm, that's what I need to figure out. Rear suspension arm A. So if I go to my car status and pull that up, rear suspension arm A, that's probably the key to everything. And the upper arm. Alright, let's highlight those. And now we can possibly get this put together again. Ah, there's a piece I'm missing. See that? I'm missing this lower piece and this upper piece. Let's start with the rear upper arm. Oh. Let's just double check it. Part mount. Oh, it's already mounted. Alright, the lower one's not. Why is it not letting me put this on? Maybe there's the bushing right there. No, that's part of this piece. Huh, I can see all the pieces that are supposed to be there and it won't let me put them on. I can't hold X and I can't tap X. Wow. And it's probably something so simple. You know what I mean? It's probably those stupid bushings. Oh, I got some kind of horrible, horrible angle on this too. That's a good angle, but it still doesn't tell me what to do. Now, why is the rear suspension upper arm and rear suspension arm A, why are they red if it's already mounted? Do I have to replace it again? Well, we knew this was coming. Gotta get the tire off. This would be one of the toughest ones I've had that is not engine related just because something's just not right. And I don't know what it is. That's the worst part. Got a whole part list, know where the parts are, and I still can't get this one right. Alright, let's take a look at that. Yeah, it's only 84%. Did you see that? Rear suspension upper arm. That's still not going to solve everything, though. But it's something. See, look. There it is, 84%. I need a new rear suspension upper arm. I see a small rubber bushing that probably should be bought. I actually have one in storage. How do I want to move from right to left. I don't know how to do that. Oh, there we go. There, I should have pulled in a small rubber bushing just then. Let's take a look. Yep, there it is, on the right. So I can get rid of this one. Um, wrong button. I guess I'll try to part mount this again. But the thing is, I don't know how to mount this piece. And that is the problem. Oh my god, that one, there it was. It was that one little bushing. Now I can do the arm. And now it's going to probably let me do all this stuff. I think I've got it figured out, guys. I'm maybe going to end with 2 rubber bushings I don't need. I don't know. But, whatever. Let's get it back together. We'll see if we've solved it in just a minute. Those darn bushings, man. They will be the death of me in this game. It's not letting me put the tire on, which means I'm missing something. Probably something in the middle here. Usually there's little tiny things in the middle there do it. Wheel hub bearing. That glowing stuff's going to drive me crazy, so I got to get rid of that. It's helpful until you're putting it back together, then it's distracting. Yeah, now I can see it much better. All I got left are 2 rubber bushings, which are probably excess. Let's see if the list is done. There's a chance I'm done. Oop. 2 rubber bushings. Alright, if I highlight them, I should be able to find them. That's it. So, it actually makes sense. I have 2 bushings I need to replace somewhere in the car. They're up front. I can see them up there. I thought I'd already done that, but that's fine. Let's, oh, I just have to mount them. Oh yeah, I forgot to mount them again. That's funny. Now I have no leftover parts. My list is done from top to bottom. This is a completed car. Holy cow. Actually, it's really good timing because an hour is about how long I wanted to stream this. So, regardless of all the problems, it actually worked out. And we're going to sell it. We're going to make about $2 grand. Done. We did not earn another point, but we did start that stream with a point, and we bought, let me show you again, in case you missed it. There, we bought recycling level 4. I want to get level 5, and then we'll be at 95% repair. I've done a little repairing off stream, but it's really been not really been a major thing yet. But that is going to happen. That is going to be a thing. So we're saving our game. Saving game. Game saved. And we're backing out. Save game for turn to menu. Alright, everybody, we just hit the hour mark. Perfect. I appreciate everybody stopping by, especially Thundernick Plays Games. You can also check on his channel. He has some videos of this game. And he goes live quite frequently. He's probably going to play some NBA 2K today. Check that out. And thank you also, Paul, for being here. And I'll catch you guys later. Thanks for watching on YouTube. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video. Catch you later. Ty Camden.